Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round of 12 News Weekend. I'm Kariba Devine. Here at 12 News, we strive to bring you the very best journalism in the Valley. That is why each week we'll rewind the tape to show you some of our best stories. Some will make you laugh, some will make you cry, and some will make you feel. This is 12 News Weekend. 12 News journalist Troy Hayden went to Saguaro Lake today to take a look at this new and very effective tool. Troy?
Yeah, interesting piece of technology, Mark and Caribe. Maricopa County Lake Patrol divers have the job of going into the water to search for drowning victims. But often the water in our lakes and rivers is so murky that divers are working in near zero visibility, and that can be dangerous, and the search takes a lot of time. Well, just weeks ago, the Sheriff's Office got a brand new underwater ROV. It has amazing capabilities, and we got an exclusive look at it today. This is the Oceanbotics SRV-8X. It's a brand new $400,000 underwater ROV. MCSO got it just over a month ago, but it's already been involved in 3 different drowning recovery operations, including one over the weekend involving those Afghani cousins at the Salt River. And let's start in the front.
So in the front right here, you have 2 LED lights that we light up in the bottom and makes it where you can see things with the live feed camera, which is a 4K camera right here behind the globe. That is for the live view image. This is a grabber right here, which is used to grab onto whatever we are searching for. That's the method of recovery.
The ROV uses that advanced technology to help guide itself in the water. The operator sits at a computer screen, reading both sonar information and getting real-time video. And the unit makes quick work of finding an underwater training dummy today. It's kind of eerie looking at that.
Yes, it is. It is a feeling you never get used to. Once again, it's a mission of ours is to locate and recover everybody to bring them home for their families.
To demonstrate the gravity and importance of this mission, look at the number of drownings just this summer. They keep totals here inside the ROV Command Center. So you've got 2 at Saguaro, 4 at Pleasant, 2 at Bartlett, again, just this summer, 3 at Canyon, 3 in the river, and 1 at Horseshoe. A total of 13 drownings just this season. It's sobering to watch this because, again, 13 times this year, this has been a real scene. So is there a message to take out of all this to people who may be using our lakes and rivers?
Whether you feel you're a confident swimmer and there's no dangers posed to you, always wear a PFD, personal flotation device. There has not been any drownings in the last 25 years that I know of where the person was wearing a PFD.
So Sergeant Jason Gilchrist there is considered one of the most experienced underwater search and rescue experts in the entire country, and he's often called to other jurisdictions to help with their operations. He says this new ROV is a game changer and should help bring closure to many families in the years ahead. Mark, Caribe, back to you.
Yeah, it's one of those technologies you really hope to never
have to
use.
use.
Have to need. All right, Troy, thank you. We are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month here on 12 News. Celebrations are bound to include the sound of mariachi. 12 News journalist Brenda Lipinski spoke to a teacher who's sharing the tradition with their students.
Mariachi music continues to be a symbol for Mexican culture starting in the late 1700s and early 1800s. And fast forward to today, Arizonans are still keeping that musical tradition alive.
Mariachi, cántame muchas canciones.
Singer Alan Ponce remembers the first mariachi song he performed.
Volver, volver by our very own Vicente Fernandez.
As a lover of all things mariachi,
it's the identity of people that have gone through struggles, have done all they can to work to sustain their families.
He admires all the kings who made the music, from Vicente Fernandez to Pedro Infante to Javier Solís.
Lola Beltrán, Aida Cuevas, Amalia Mendoza, Lucha Villa, and countless others have really given an identity for women in terms of mariachi singing.
Amid the legends making up the genre, students at Desert Oasis Elementary are helping keep mariachi alive, all thanks to Arizona's Teacher of the Year, Dr. Efraín Casillas.
A lot of people ask me, can you describe mariachi? And I say, mariachi is like a melting pot. It has a lot of different styles.
Sparking passion among students through song and melody. Over in Central Phoenix, Mariachi Continental Azteca says through mariachi comes camaraderie.
We are like a really big family. I actually perform alongside my husband and my best friend, so it's awesome.
Knowing that mariachi is a sound powerful enough to transform hearts of many.
We get to see them cry, we get to see them laugh. That's the best part.
Brenda Lipinski, 12 News.
The state of Arizona's Latino families was the subject of an important gathering in Phoenix.
As 12 News journalist Joe Dana reports, there's a lot to celebrate, but food insecurity remains a major problem.
Arizona's Hispanic men, women, and kids are not a homogenous group with roots in 21 countries. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce advocates for all of them and is sounding the alarm.
No one should be going hungry in this day and age, and certainly not in Arizona.
Hispanic Chamber President Monica Villalobos announcing the latest findings about the state's fastest growing demographic. Hispanic households were the group hardest hit after COVID with food insecurity, are 2 times more likely to experience food shortages, and 38% have difficulty obtaining baby formula, the highest of any demographic. Minority communities are more likely to have food deserts, lacking grocery stores with fresh foods.
This is a systemic issue, and we need to talk about it more. There are certainly some great programs. St. Mary's Food Bank does amazing work.
This was also a celebration of positive trends in Arizona's Hispanic community. In the past decade, wealth in Hispanic households more than tripled, outpacing all other groups. And from 2018 to 2023, the number of Latino-owned businesses in Arizona grew 34%.
We can do it all. We can really do it all.
One of those businesses, a children's therapy clinic that Lauren Parra launched 2 years ago called Therapies. Lauren has come a long way.
I was the only Latina in my college, speech and hearing science.
Her story also a reminder of obstacles minorities may encounter.
When I was looking for property, commercial real estate agents, they wouldn't take me seriously. I have a business partner. She's older. She's a white woman. She's amazing at what she does, but she was almost like that face for them. But that was the biggest challenge that I had.
The Hispanic Chamber is also using their platform to speak out against hunger in general. In Arizona, more than 300,000 kids live in environments with food insecurity. Joe Dana, 12 News.
Welcome back, folks. Whatever you're doing right now, just give me the next few minutes of your time because this is a call to action. I want Arizona to get involved. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Arizona has 200 boys and girls who are currently waiting to be matched. And some are unfortunately going to be waiting up to 3 years unless we get involved. So this morning, we're putting the spotlight on the program and a success story. Yeah, they're sitting right next to me right now. This is Big Brother Edwin and little brother Eric from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Arizona. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you for having us on.
I appreciate you getting up so early, right? Welcome to the world of TV.
Yes.
Well, Edwin, let's start with you because I'm saying people need to get involved. Why did you decide to be a Big Brother?
Oh, definitely. For me, to be honest, I have an older brother and he was such a big influence in my life that it's so great to be here and being able to help out the community, right? Not everyone can have a bigger brother that I had, so it's so good to be here.
And that's a big testament to the kind of big brother you had. If
oh, yeah.
he was so influential in your life, you thought, I could do that to someone. So
Yes.
Eric, what has it been like for you to have a big brother?
I mean, it's been actually really great. I've had a lot of great times with him, great experiences. We like to go out and do a lot of athletic stuff, and we like to go hiking a lot, go play basketball, go work out, and I think it really means a lot to me.
What are some of those best times together over the past couple of years? Because you guys were matched in 2022, correct?
Yes, we were. I would probably say when we go and work out, because then he's really putting me to work and making sure that I actually do what I need to do to better myself. And I really do like working out, and he helps me work out a lot.
Do you feel that close bond? I mean, even though you're not blood related, do you feel that truly, you know, your hearts, your souls, your lives have now been connected?
Oh, most definitely, yes.
That is so key. I mean, when you're growing up, you need that other person. So then if somebody's listening to this story right now, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and they want to get involved, what would you tell them?
It's not too hard. It's very reachable. It's very doable. You can start small. You can start doing small volunteer activities. You can reach out to the program. They're looking for so many people that, you know, I think the biggest fear I had is, what if I can't do a good job? What what if I don't know how to do anything, right? But just being out there and being part of their life is, you can do it. It's achievable. You can do it.
Eric obviously has said you've had a big impact on his life, but do you think he's had a big impact on your life?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I was a little kid, I always thought, what if I could have a little brother, right? And I only had my older brother, right? And I have a little sister too, and she's been so great to me that I'm like, oh, I could do it again. And so I've been really happy to have Eric in my life and learning a lot from him too. He's super outgoing. He makes friends with everybody. I remember when I first met him, he's like, I know every kid in my neighborhood, my whole apartment complex. He knows everybody around him.
That is so cool.
He spreads love to everybody.
Before we go, what are your future plans? Because you're in high school right now, so Eric, what do you want to do?
I actually want to go into the military. I recently had my papers signed, and I'm just waiting for them to come back.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. We're going to have to follow your story. Well, I truly appreciate both of you coming in today. Folks, if you want to find out how you can get involved, it's a quick online survey. You could be a mentor. They also need some clothing donations. The website is bbbsaz.org/volunteer. So, Arizona, let's rise up and be another success story. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, let's go over. I know, Jen, don't you love this story?
And speaking of the election, new tonight, we're getting an inside look at the company that prints Maricopa County's early ballots just 2 weeks before they're mailed out to voters.
12 News journalist Bram Resnick is joining us now in studio with the challenges that the company faces outside of its printing plant. Bram?
Yeah, Caribe, this was my third interview with the top executive at Runbeck Election Services since right before the 2020 election. Now, building a mail-in ballot for a huge county like Maricopa is a challenging task. But the new challenge for Runbeck is outside the building. Conspiracy theories that try to undermine voters' confidence in the company's work. Jeff Ellington has been printing election ballots since 2006.
In 06, people didn't really care how the sausage was made.
In the next few days, 2 million early ballots for Maricopa County voters will be printed and stuffed in envelopes right here, then hauled to the post office for mailing.
Didn't have to do media days, didn't have to do tours. People just weren't clamoring to see what goes on.
What goes on inside Runbeck Election Services hasn't changed that much in recent years.
The three most important things are we print them, then they come out and they get inserted into an envelope, and then they get sorted down to zip code to help the post office get them out to the voters the fastest.
But what goes on outside one of the country's largest ballot printers has changed dramatically.
I'm assuming they thought secret ballots were coming in. That's my assumption.
Ellington was dragged into court after the 2022 election. Allies of defeated governor candidate Kari Lake peddled a conspiracy theory about Runbeck that Arizona's Supreme Court ruled was, quote, unequivocally false.
We talk to the employees a lot, everything from cybersecurity training to, hey, here's what's being said about us.
Those employees also undergo background checks.
Elections are inherently a human process, right? But we try to eliminate some of that human error or maybe even a bad actor from just all the data checks.
Ellington says he's now done 400 interviews plus tours to help outsiders understand how early ballots are built.
We can usually bridge that knowledge gap a little bit and help answer those questions.
Now, the deadline to register to vote in the November election is just 12 days away. On October 7th, early ballots will be mailed to Arizona voters 2 days later on October 9th. Bram Resnick, 12 News.
All right, folks, I'm going to take you out to the patio right now. They're somewhat of the barometer of our ecosystem. I'm talking about monarch butterflies. Over the past few decades, the monarch population has greatly diminished, prompting a major concern about the health of our ecosystem. Now, the reason for that, monarchs are pollinators. So when their population goes down, it affects everything else, including you and me. Habitat loss is the leading cause of the monarch population bust. In particular, the loss of milkweed, which is where monarchs lay their eggs and also provides a food source for monarch caterpillars. So joining me now, I've got Natalie Melkinoff from the Desert Botanical Society, because we are going to help you help the monarch population by planting what we've got out right in front of us. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning.
I really appreciate you coming here because we're about to hit monarch season, and I've been talking to people about planting milkweed, but is milkweed something we can do here in the desert?
Absolutely, yeah. You can see we have a really wide diversity of milkweed species in Arizona. We have a lot that do well in the low desert here. One of the ones you might be most familiar with or see most in the Phoenix area is this desert milkweed. These really thin, almost succulent stems, narrow leaves. This one loves full sun, really drought-tolerant plant, does great in the low desert here.
Yeah, that's certainly what we need for this time of the year in this kind of climate. What do we have right here?
Yeah, this is another one of our native milkweeds. This is the Arizona milkweed. It's native to the southeastern part of the state, but does really well here in our urban gardens.
Okay, so is this something that folks can just plant in their backyards and provide this habitat for our monarchs?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole bunch of different species here. We have a lot that do well right here in people's backyards in the city, and our urban habitat is really important for monarch butterflies. We know that, so we definitely want to plant this habitat.
Yeah. So walk us through it. Like, what kind of soil should we be using? Are there any techniques?
Yeah. So the thing that's great about this Arizona milkweed that I'm going to plant here into this pot is that it's a little bit smaller. So really good if you want to do container gardening.
Anything we need to know about the roots, like I see you breaking them apart.
Yeah, we're just going to loosen the soil around the roots a little bit here. And we're just going to put this one in this pot. So if you wanted to, just keep this in a nicer pot.
Anything to help. I mean, the butterflies are so beautiful themselves. And I understand that milkweed is also good for our queen butterflies, which are year-round here?
Absolutely, yeah. So although we only see monarchs here about September or October through May, we see queens here year-round.
And we've got one right up front. This
yeah,
little
some
caterpillars
right
here.
there. Right.
This is amazing. And so folks really understand how important it is to provide a habitat for these monarchs. How big of a difference could we make if folks are planting this milkweed in their backyards?
Yeah, great question. We can make a really big difference. We know that our urban habitat can be really important for these butterflies. We're in a really important and interesting, special, unique place in Arizona with the migration path, so we can do a lot here by creating this habitat.
So if you get these milkweeds in the ground, how much watering do we need to do?
Yeah, it's going to depend a little bit on your plant. The one we looked at earlier, the desert milkweed, needs less water. This one is going to like a little more water, some protection from that hot afternoon sun or some filtered light. Right now in this pot, I'm using a 50% organic mix, 50% red lava rock. So that lava rock is going to really increase the drainage and the air.
Because they're native. They're native, so they like some of our native soil, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're planting these in the ground, just go ahead and put them in your native soil. If you want to kind of mimic this soil mix at home, you can do this by getting a normal potting mix and then mixing in a cactus and succulent mix.
Really quick, you actually have a desert refuge program going on.
Yes, yeah. So once you have your milkweed at home, you can help us collect really important data on monarchs and milkweed by joining our community science program, Desert Refuge. And you can find more info about that on our website.
Natalie, I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Folks, this is so easy. I've done this with my kids for years. You get monarchs. You're growing these monarchs in your backyard. You're providing them with some food. So, hey, I'd love for you to take it up at home and send me in your pictures. Let's track your progress. Guys, what do you think? Back at the desk.
I would love to do that. I'm just worried I can't make them last.
I know. It's keeping them alive. That's the hard part. But
you don't have to worry about it. Nature will do it. They will, if you build it.
She said it.
Ginger has faith in us. And I love the idea of attracting more monarch butterflies.
Totally.
Than looking at some of those scorpions.
We have to build up their habitat or else it's bad for the entire ecosystem.
All right, spoken like a true scientist,
That's
right?
right.
Thank you guys so much.
Tonight, a 7-year-old girl is lucky to be alive after she was bit by a rattlesnake. The problem is that doctors didn't even know it was a snake bite until more than 24 hours after it happened.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly joining us live now in Gilbert. And Chase, unusual, it's odd not to know that you were bitten by a snake. So how'd this whole thing happen?
Troy Caribe, they did say this is an atypical case given that there was no bite marks. From what the family told me, 7-year-old Allie was out on a run with her brother and father a few weeks ago, just right along the canal right here. This is right next to Gilbert Regional Park. Allie told me that out of nowhere she fell. They looked at her ankle, and as I mentioned, there was no snake bites or anything like that. The first doctor they went to thought that it was a sprained ankle. But then that all changed when Allie started throwing up and her entire leg started to turn purple. Now, after multiple doctor visits trying to figure out exactly what happened, they were finally told to go to Phoenix Children's Hospital, where a toxicology report found that Allie had rattlesnake venom in her veins. She immediately went into surgery and given dozens of doses of anti-venom. All of this happening about 30 hours after she was bit. Doctors telling Allie's mom, Amber Brasfield, this could have really taken a dark turn for the 7-year-old. While she's back home now.
It's anywhere from $1,000 to $17,000 per vial, and she got 40. And we're so grateful that, they saved her life and they gave her the anti-venom, but it's, very overwhelming to think you might be leaving with a $400,000 bill.
Now, Brasfield said their insurance does not cover the anti-venom, so they're concerned how much this is going to cost them out of pocket. They're still waiting to see that bill, but regardless, they are incredibly thankful their daughter is okay. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear more from the family about the situation and tell you how you can help them during all this. We're live in Gilbert. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Yeah, and you could see how serious that was with her leg going black and blue all the way up. That venom actually starts digesting the tissue when it goes in there. So imagine the damage that was done to her leg even, after she got the anti-venom.
Yeah, no, it was just a crazy situation, and it's just unfortunate that doctors couldn't figure this out sooner. Like I said, they went to multiple doctors, they did x-rays, they did scans showing no broken bones or anything like that, and then finally it was going to Phoenix Children's and them doing a toxicology report that said, yes, this is a snake bite, and they had to give him all those doses of anti-venom.
Wow, all right. Chase, good story, thank you.
Thanks again for tuning in. And remember, you can catch 12 News Weekend on Saturdays and Sundays on our YouTube channel and our streaming app, 12 News Plus. I'm Karima Devine. Have a great rest of your weekend.